Hello. Am I audible, ma'am? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, it is visible. Amit sir, please start.
Okay. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay. Okay. Good morning, all dear participants. You welcome again in the 21-day national refresher course on the current developments in veterinary and fishery sciences, which is jointly organized by the Rajwas, Pufos, and NADCL. So, friends, we are so fortunate to have the valuable resource person, senior scientist Dr. Jaideep Jayant Rokde from the ICR Kari Ijat Nagar, Bareilly. So, before starting the presentation, I would like to share the brief introduction of Dr. Jaideep Rokde. So, Dr. Jaideep Rokde did his MSc from the MAPSU Nagpur, and then completed his MSc from the in poultry science from the Tanwas Chennai, and thereafter the completed his PhD from ICR IVRI Ijat Nagar, Bareilly, and then he posted uh, as a scientist in ICR Kari from uh, 2014. As far as the academic the career is concerned, he has been a very good academician, and as well as the brilliant student from the college time, and he has got the IPSA AP Chapter Award from the best MSc thesis from the Indian Poultry Science Association, and then the IPSA Dr. D. Chaudhary Award from the best thesis award from again Indian Poultry Science Association, and he has also got the Rajiv Gandhi National Fellowship for the candidate for the year 2012 or 13. He has taken 4 patents and published 69 publications, and also 6 books, and has written the 45 book chapters. So after this brief intro, I would like to request Dr. Jaideep Rokde to deliver his seminar on the very burning issue or topic, innovative approaches to transform poultry farming and harnessing automation and artificial intelligence. So first of all, as a organizing secretary, I would like to welcome you, sir, and on behalf of all the participants, I would like to request to start your presentation. Over to Dr. Jaideep Rokde, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Amit, for kind words. So, a very good morning to all of you, and a very happy World Yoga Day. And a special thanks to organizers and Dr. Amit for giving me the opportunity. Since yesterday he called me on a short notice, so I was thinking that one topic which is in the bugs in poultry, because being a corporate sector, the lot of advancement first comes in poultry, then later on to the other aspects of veterinary sciences. So we have choose to talk on the innovative approaches to transform poultry farming. Especially, we'll give emphasis on automation and artificial intelligence. And this lectures of 40 to 45 minutes, because I have seen briefly the participants' background. Most of them are not from poultry or from management subjects. So I will just introduce you about what exactly the scenario of poultry, then what are the changes or challenges are there in front of poultry farming, and how these new trends or new technologies will help, and what are the things which have to counter for getting success in this. So once again, thank you everyone. And to start with, since many of you are not from poultry background, I just wanted to highlight some of the growth success stories or growth stories of poultry. I hope I'm audible and visible clearly. So first is, if you see the per capita availability of meat as well as the meat production of India, we are doing quite good. Almost 9.77 million tons of meat production in India is there, and growth rate is the per capita availability is around 7.10 million kg per annum. But this is regarding the entire meat sector. In that, almost 49% share or 49% contribution is from the poultry. If you see the annual growth rate of the meat production, constantly we are growing at around 4 to 5%, except obviously the corona time, where it was 2.30% growth rate. But thing is that only animal husbandry and agriculture was the positive growth sector during that period, 2020-21. Other sectors like hospitality sector or service sector, everybody shown, industry also shown negative growth. So why this drives for food sector is there? Because of obviously population growth. Secondly, in this growth pattern, we have a good number of young population. So obviously they will go towards protein, that is whether it is milk or meat. Secondly, the income growth. Our economy is growing and now we are, I think, fourth largest economy. So obviously when the purchase power is on a high, if you see traditionally any country, as they grow from developing to developed country, the intake of protein, that is animal protein, maybe it is meat or maybe it is milk or egg, it is always on high. Obviously there are reasons, because our woman population, which is almost half of our total population, they also will contribute in working, they also will be working. So obviously there is more awareness about protein. So the income growth, population growth is directly related to the food demand. Third is trends in dietary pattern, because of awareness, especially after pandemic, the awareness about the own health, mental health, be it the physical health, importance of protein, it is on high, especially in India, especially after the social media introduced in India. People are now more aware about what they are eating and what is their health status. And obviously this all leads to consumer preference of higher protein demand. So this all historic background, as well as the population growth background, as well as animal husbandry growth background, shows that poultry will play a significant role not only in coming decade but around 2 to 3 decades, because if the higher demand for the protein, and India will be the next hub for meat and egg production. So we are talking about meat, so almost 51% of total meat share is of chicken. Around half of the, more than half of the meat is contributed by the chickens. And if you see worldwide also, the chicken growth is continuously there. If you can see in the graph from 2013 onwards, last 10 years, 1 decade also, continuous positive growth in the chicken meat sector, and around 103 million metric ton meat was produced globally in 2023. Now coming to the egg sector, we are at about 138.80 billion in 22-23. In recent, around 145 billion we are touching. And out of this, all eggs, almost 85% of eggs are produced by commercial farming. Obviously, BV300 and has a giant share in that, and remaining almost 15% is backyard, where mostly the universities and ICR system is playing good role in producing improved varieties. So if you see worldwide also, the Asian share, the Asia is contributing around 62% in the global share. So it is very prominent that Asia, especially Asian continent, Indian continent, India will be a big hub for the egg. Indonesia, India, China, these are the top, among the top 5 countries. These are the 3 countries. We are at number 2. So that shows the contribution of Asia. So with respect to India, we are growing at around 6.19% each year, and the per capita availability of egg is 105 as per government statistic. But if you see the industry stat, they are claiming around 116 egg per person per year. So in spite of this goody picture, this much of success rate, still there is a challenge. If you just visit the National Planning Commission website, or if you just visit statistic central government website or statistic and planning, you can see that over the next 40 years we need to produce as much of food that we have produced in last 8,000 years. So challenge is big. It is not about production, because when we had a green revolution, white revolution, or silver revolution, then last 3-4 decades, we were only concerned about production. But now the word sustainability comes in. Why this word is coming in? Sustainability, because of climate change, global footprinting. We need to produce, but by keeping in the mind that environment also should not be hampered. So this is the biggest challenge. Only production is okay. We can go for technologies which will end up in the high production, but at the same time we should remember we should not harm the environment. So this is the biggest challenge in front of agriculture scientists, or in front of all our academicians or the industry. Second challenge, obviously in poultry, always this will be the part of the game, that is the high feed cost. If any of you are related to poultry industry, you will remember in 2021, soybean was 105 rupees kg. Generally, it is around 40-45 rupees kg. But soya and maize, which is been commonly used in poultry feed, it is also used by humans. So there is a huge competition between humans and poultry. So the prices of this both the ingredients are always getting higher. Especially last year, from our road minister, they have given permission for maize to making ethanol. So again, maize will be diverted to ethanol because of higher rate, instant payment. So again, we are expecting that by this year end or by next year, maize also price will soar along with the soya. So we have to find alternate solutions. We are doing that, DDGS, biomass, single cell protein, but still this challenge will be continuing to uh, hamper the poultry. Obviously, there is one more challenge, which is myths. Whenever there is some kind of outbreak, be it a corona, be it any kind of other diseases, poultry is unnecessary blame. And also in influenza, also because of the some of the misinformation, people stop eating egg and milk. So that we have to counter, and in this extension plays a big role. And secondly, disease and biosecurity challenge. Yes, obviously we are frequently seeing influenza outbreaks in India during last 2 years also. Only good thing happen is now the vaccine for low pathogenic influenza has been or influenza has been allowed. So we may see some positive development in that aspect. But still, because of open-sided housing, very less number of environmentally controlled house, the disease challenges will be there. Here, the automation role will come. That we will discuss later on. Next myth is like plastic eggs. All these myths are there, and that hampers the production. Biosecurity also a very important factor associated with disease. And with respect to myths, for the knowledge of the house, I will tell you plastic eggs is frequently a myth which is coming in the social media, which is completely nonsense. Because if you see the twin feed, the heat stress, especially after February in south part of our country, the feed intake goes down, so automatically the calcium intake goes down, and that is lead to elasticity of the eggshell. It becomes like a bin bag, and when it fall down on the ground, it won't break. Like a bin bag, it will change the shape. So people mistaken it as a plastic egg. But making a plastic egg is a costlier affair. Natural eggs are cheap, so nobody will go for these plastic eggs. Now the new concept, which is bothering a little bit of poultry industry, is welfare, because now awareness among the consumers are there. There are consumers who want cage-free eggs. There are consumer who wants eggs from antibiotic-free farm. So this awareness will automatically leads to change in the production and change in the management. So we have to be on our toes, and we have to be ready to accept the change and see how it is, how the consumer's demand is changing because of welfare concern, and obviously the food safety. People don't want to know how much is protein inside the egg and meat, what they are eating, whether the antibiotics are used, whether which type of farming system is used. The awareness about food safety is obviously there. And the last challenge is skilled manpower, because being a veterinarian, being an academician, I know many of our juniors, they don't want to work in industry. They want to be a safer job in the private sector, government sector. So industry needs manpower, especially poultry industry, but still there is a lacuna of good manpower. Okay, there are almost 40 lakhs jobs directly or indirectly given by the poultry industry. And because of this lack of skilled manpower, especially PG and PhDs, they have started now BTech in poultry science. They have started in Tanuas, they have started even in Kerala University, Kapsu, and slowly this trend of BTech in poultry science will increase. So we have to be aware, and we have to counter this challenge by providing skilled veterinary manpower. And the last challenge, obviously the bigger one, is AMR. I don't have to go into detail because many of you are knowing about this challenge, that how poultry is blamed. Of course, being at CRI, we are in the forefront of this AMR work, and we are also fighting cases in court that how there are some false reports where poultry is unnecessary blame instead of hospital waste, which is the major source of AMR, which we believe. But still, there should be awareness, and the use of antibiotic as a growth promoter should not be followed. So this social responsibility we should have. And lastly, the post-harvest losses. This is the area many of you or all of us in veterinary sciences are ignored. If you see the post-harvest losses in the meat and the egg, it is around 6%. This is quite high. Egg 7.9% and poultry meat around 6%. So whatever we are producing, almost 6 to 7% is we are losing during the cold change or during the our transfer from farm to fork. And there is lack of cold chain facilities, infrastructures, and we compare that with the milk post harvest loss is only 0.9%. So we should not only focus on production, we should also focus on the production which can be saved and the post harvest losses can be reduced. That is also concerned with One Health and food safety. So this aspect also in at CRI we have started working on it, and we have developed some sprays for better shelf life of egg, and also we have given detailed report about cold chain, like for 30 days if you keep eggs in a temperature cold chain facility, how the shelf life will increase. And also IVRI also they have developed some different technologies for the increasing shelf life of a meat. So this all aspect, if you see, the cost pressure is there, the production cost is getting high, but the prices of poultry meat and eggs are constant for so many years. Welfare is a challenge, climate change is a challenge. So to counter this all, we have to now take, this is the time that we have to take help of automation, artificial intelligence, or some of the advances which are already there in European countries, and we have to make our nose or make our initiative in this aspect. So to counter all these factors, the topic which we decided today is very important. But in one class, we cannot go into details of all the aspects of poultry farming, but I'll still try to make you aware that what are the aspects which are changing and already changes are made in India, and how can we go forward. So if you see this transition, still in all government farm, maybe you are working, most of you are in government farm, we are still managing the data by hand, which is shown in the picture. Are we ready to go on the digital data management or digital AI tools, data management tool? Answer still is at government sector, no. Private sector, obviously they are making inroads and then changing, and they are they are accepting digitalization very fast, because by 2015 farm will generate average of 4.1 million data points through IoT sensors. So we have to not only make changes in our day-to-day management, but also in our academic syllabus. Our younger vets should be, or younger agriculturists should be more aware about the AI tool. It's not like that is fully negative picture. Yes, there are inroads, and artificial intelligence has been studied globally for with respect to agriculture. And if you see the leading countries who are doing work in this is China, USA, Brazil, and Belgium. So good thing is that Asia is also doing wonderfully well. If you see last year's automation related publications are 93, and Asia is contributing almost 33 publication out of that. But the rider in this is China is leading. Out of this 33, 83, almost 80% publications are from China. So as a country, we need to take a giant step in this, and our government is also making steps, making policy changes for a smooth transition of our farming system towards AI. So what exactly this AI is? This artificial intelligence is a set of technologies that enables computer to perform tasks that mimics the human intelligence. So in nutshell, we have to mimic the human intelligence. Instead of some man is working there, the data-driven decisions should work like some human is working there. So right now what we have, our left side of our screen, you can see we have a farming system, we have data about water, we have data about soil, we have data about price fluctuation, we have all animal level information, we have all climatic information. That is true even for a crop, because in poultry, soya and maize play important role. So we need to be worried about soya and maize production also. So we have this information, but we are this information going towards us, that is human, and we are not doing anything with this information. But if you use AI, this information will be going towards the center of excellence or the cloud. Via cloud, it will go to the master computer, where data-driven information will be, decisions will be taken based upon this data, and these data-driven solutions will be obviously having better result compared to the restricting this information till humans. So to make it more simpler, it is like right now what we are doing, we are giving precision medicine, but we don't know patient data. So we don't have any, we are not doing anything with the data available with climate or the crop, with animal level information, but we are giving the treatment. But what will happen when we take help of technologies? This precision medicine will be given based upon the patient data. Means what bird requires will be given, not what we decide will be taken care of. So it is a data-driven decision-making system. Obviously, it will give results, and especially in the developing countries, because our compromised housing system, our compromised biosecurity, our compromised food chain or the infrastructure for a post-harvest transport. All this leads or all this requires early transition towards technology. Obviously, there are some negative points that we will discuss later on. So before going into the details of this automation, we'll have some basic definitions about the few of the terms which will be frequently used in this AI or uh, machine learning. The first is algorithm, which we use in daily lifestyle nowadays because of reels or Instagram reels. We say my algorithm is like this. So what is this algorithm? It is set of instructions that enables machine to learn, to analyze the data, and to make the decision. So it is nothing but there are a set of instructions that will make the machine to learn, to analyze, and make decision. For example, your Instagram algorithm, if you are seeing daily about any one particular topic, so machine will learn, they will analyze, and they will make decision that your liking is towards this kind of things. So they will throw it that information to you. So it is nothing but algorithm is nothing but cooking recipe. You want to cook something, so this is the recipe algorithm. And what is the so what are the ingredients for this cooking recipe? That is data. So algorithm is nothing but a cooking recipe with data will considered as a ingredient. Now, secondly, cloud. Many of you know about cloud. It's using remote sensors for storage management, analyzing the data. Machine learning, now frequently use this term, especially in LPM also, that is allows system to learn and improve the data by example without being programmed. So without being programmed, just by improve the examples or just by data, the system will learn and improve its decision making. Then lastly, the artificial neural network, ANN. This is the program that makes the decision by the process that mimics the biological neuron. So ANN is the network which mimics the biological neuron and makes the decision. So this is the four basic terminology: algorithm, cloud, machine learning, and ANN. Machine learning, for example, I'll give you an example. You will show the photograph of a bird to 1,000 times to the machine. So automatically at 1,001 time, machine will make decision that this is called as bird. This is nothing but a machine learning. So it needs multidisciplinary approach because many of us, we are not very much trained or we are not aware about many of the technology or engineering aspect of or computer science aspect of this. So we need multidisciplinary aspect where vet plus the computer science expert need to work together to connect the information, and in private industry they are doing so. So what are the benefits of this AI? So if you go towards technology driven farming, the birds welfare will improve because of automated health monitoring, efficient egg collection. The birds welfare will increase. And then secondly, environmental control solution. When we go for technology, the temperature, humidity, gases exchange, everything will be maintained as per the bird's requirement. The physiological zero or the comfortable temperature will be maintained. Automatic feeding watering system will be there. So this environmental control will definitely increase the production. Also, increased biosecurity, enhanced disease, that is automated vaccination, biosecurity, integrated data management will keep the diseases away. Biosecurity will be strict. Use of labor will be less. The labor cost will be reduced. FCR will be increased. Market competitiveness will be there because the product which is coming out of technology-driven farm will be more safer. Food safety for this will be more, and obviously data-driven decisions will make a better production. So to get this benefit, we should know what exactly we should do at a poultry farm level. What are the management aspect we should do? Now till here we have seen the theoretical aspect. Now the management aspect, what we want to know is first is Internet of Things, IoT. We frequently heard this term. This is nothing but Internet of Things, is a network of device and objects that are connected to the internet and can transmit and receive the data. It is very, very important innovation because poultry, 80% of farms are integrated farms run by big corporate companies. So they have almost thousands of farms across India. So they're using IoT technology to connect all these farms and collect the data, and the data is transferred to the headquarters. So if the headquarters is at Pune, for example, for Venki's, they will have the data driven from all India across all environmental or all environmental conditions. For example, a farm at Srinagar, a farm at Kanyakumari. So all this information they will receive at the headquarters, and that information will be a gold mine for them to making the decision, whether it is related to purchase, whether it is related to biosecurity, whether it is related to disease management. So it is nothing but hardware to collect the data from environment, and this connectivity or a transmission of data to a software between the different farms, and then analysis of data will give a better decision. So to collect this information or general work setup of IoT, for your better understanding, a small device like our Wi-Fi router will be hanging at the farm, and this will collect all information: temperature, body weight of the bird, environmental conditions like gases, then the condition of litter, and all this information via cloud pre-processing layer. This extracted data will be transferred to the the center, that is cloud data layer center, and where this information will be analyzed by the data scientist as per our requirement. What is our objective for why we need this data, and based upon this analysis and further decisions will be taken care of. I'll give you a simple example, which is egg collection, central egg collection system, which is adopted by many of the corporate sectors, where central egg collection room will be there. For example, for Indian broilers, it is in Chhattisgarh, near to the Raipur. Okay. So where the central egg collection system will be there, and from there we can control the simultaneous egg collection of farm across India. So the egg flow, the speed of the egg collection, the priority of high precision egg control. For example, the analysis of egg based upon the egg weight, we can separate the eggs. Then full package of optimized animal welfare. This is extremely user friendly by using. So by sitting in the simple central egg collection room, or by using mobile, we can have control over the egg collection of entire country of that specific corporate house. Second, the innovation after this IoT is sensor technology. So there are a lot of sensors. For us, it may be a new thing, but for an engineer graduate or engineer researcher, it's not a big deal. They can make sensors with a very the basic lab itself. That is environmental sensor, infrared thermal sensor, acoustic sensors, that is sound, then kinetic sensor, movement detection, weight sensors, light sensors. So since early 2000 or late 2000, that is around 2006-7 onwards, this sensor technology is researched all over in the world, and there are references and there are sensors which are available, especially with the sound, locomotion, and health related sensors. So for example, we can take example of acoustic sensors for the detection of avian influenza. So there is a references from Teffer et al. 2012 and Cohen et al. 1999, where based upon bioacoustic sensors or based upon sound, we can detect or we can predict whether the farm will be getting any disease in coming 2 to 3 days. How it works? It is not a simple process. We have to record lakhs and lakhs of sound in the normal bird, in the stressed bird, in the diseased bird. Collect this huge data, then analysis of this data by using different algorithms or different tools, and then classification of this sounds into normal, straight, and stressed and diseased, and then putting this sensor in your farm. So when the bird is undergoing transition from normal to the stressed condition, on your mobile you will be getting the warning that there is something wrong in the bird and they are under the stress. At the same time, if you start immunity boosting treatment or the preventive treatments like viral sprays, antiviral sprays, or any other immunobooster feed, then the loss will be restricted. Or specifically in this paper, that is Tefera 2012, he has mentioned how the sensor which he developed helping to predict about AI outbreak in prior 3 to day 4 days prior. With respect to the environmental sensors, already it is available in market. In India, Big Dutchman's Tiger sensor is available, which predicts temperature, ammonia, then gases, relative humidity. Just a simple device which you can see in your screen and which gives all the data. And if this device is installed in your farm, it will give all the information on the mobile, so that you can sitting at any corner of India, you can see whether your farm management is correctly going on, or whether there is any issue with respect to your farm management. Now coming to the foul pox detection, many of tools or many of startups in India now they're working. One or two are now claiming that they got a success to uh, identify the disease based upon the fecal material. So this accuracy which they are claiming is around 97%. These are the sensors which are based upon the photographic sensors. So foul pox detection also can be done. So this vocalization, they claims this type of sensors, they claim almost 91% of accuracy, and they predict about the health, about the emotion of the bird, about the behavior of the bird. So we get early signs about the harm's health condition. Now the third important innovative tool is precision feeding system. So as of many of nutritionists are maybe in your training program, they know that we have a phase feeding, we have the feeding which is suitable for the stress condition, maybe it is heat stress or maybe it is of high yield conditions. But the precision feeding system, it is a feeding system which will decide on a daily basis what bird exactly requires. That is the right amount of feed in the right proportion at the right time in the right composition. So obviously it will help us to grow bird faster. It will help us environmentally also, because there will be no excess of nitrogen, there is no excess of protein. So environmental pollution also will be reduced. Our money also will be saved, because the maize and soya, the 70%, as you know, is the expenditure is on the feed. It will be saved. So there are decision supporting systems which will decide on the daily basis the right proportion, right time, right composition, and right amount of feed. And also there are companies who have this type of tool for a specific variety. I'm not talking about breed. Specific variety, specific tool they have. They are claiming to have that available. Now this is the farm where I did my PDF in INRE. The place name is Tours, near to Paris. So if you see, this is the experimental shade of the institute. So there in India, many of you are working in the poultry research. They know we keep replicates. Okay, in one group, minimum 4 replicates if you want to publish a paper at a higher impact. But if you see at the right corner picture where my colleague, she's observing the body of our experiment, they don't have replicate. They only have treatment, because they have automatic sensor-based feeding station. If you see closely, the birds are standing on one platform, and every bird has been provided with one tag which is fixed in his wings. So this tag, once birds goes to the platform, get attached with the sensor, and the feeding station's door opens. But the innovative thing about this is every bird's information is saved in this sensor. Suppose the bird which is standing on the sensor has already taken 20 grams of feed. Suppose it is a broiler bird, and at that age group, it needs to take 90 grams of feed per day, and is already 20 grams has been taken. Then 70 grams only will come into the feeder. The feeder is placed inside the drum in front of platform. So only 70 grams. If they eating 15 grams, they go out. Then that's it. Door will close. When the next bird goes on the platform, then they will give the amount of required bird feed only will be given. And on platform, you will get weighing of the bird also will be done automatically. So each bird, how much exact amount of feed has been taken by the bird, and how much is the real time body weight of the bird is known to the researcher. So if I'm sitting in my hostel, and I want real-time information about real-time FCR. Suppose my guide is asking what is FCR till today now. I just have to press the one click. In my mobile, I will get the real-time information of what is the FCR, which treatment group it done, how much feeds. If there is a changes in the birds feed intake, that also will be observed. Behavioral changes also observed by CCTV. So this is how advancement is going on. And this exactly same feeding station is used by now Venkis in their breeder farm. Why? In a breeder farm, we are in the continuous body weight process, because we take body weight and we select the best parents. So it is very cumbersome. It takes months and months. But by using this kind of feeding station, we can make daily culling procedure. We can take a decision at a very short time. So this is not only useful for the experimental purpose, but at a commercial level, in a breeding farm, this can be useful. So this is the precision thing which is used. And this station has been developed by INRE Tours plus the Canadian University. They together, they developed this feeding station. And they are now using, and they are also selling this. Also near infrared spectroscopy, it is used by many of the advanced feed mills, where individual feed values as well as complete feeding through by means of pneumatic conveyor belt or conveyor system is done. So standard quality without any diversion from the best quality is been ensured. Also, they have sensors at the legs. As I told, there are different kind of feeding stations are available. You can see at the right corner, researcher is sitting where the bird is entering to the feeding station via the platform. So these are the advances which are happening, and it will be very soon will be introduced in India also. Private companies already has purchased this kind of feeding stations. Now, secondly, simple infrared thermal imaging camera, which has been already used in medical instrumentation for many years, and this can be used in poultry farm. For example, the simple technology of brooding, floor plus the temperature at the brooding station, temperature during the hot weather. You can see the yellowish part where the temperature is above 35, and the purple part is temperature is less. So this color differentiation we should understand. So based upon that, we can make the prediction that what is the temperature at the head level, what is at the ground level, what is at the ceiling level. So whether the ceiling there is some insulation damage is there, so that can be also seen. Some leakage can be also seen. So missing insulation, cold air, then hot air leaving the farm, everything can be observed, and exactly the brooding temperature. The second row middle figure you can see, starting from the head of the bird till the roof, we can have exact temperature, and through which we can make the adjustment for the perfect brooding, and making the temperature also we can maintain perfectly. So this kind of technologies also are very basic technology, but can be used for the better or sustainable farming. Also the electronic noise. This electronic noise is available at NIFT, National Institute of Field Technology, whether it is Tanjavur, whether it is Mysore, whether it is NIFTEM in Sonipat. Already this Field Technology Institute, they started using. This can be used in our farms also for detection of ammonia, for detection of different gases. Also, there is instrument called as electronic noise, no, electronic nose also. For example, we used to make sensory evolution, but it is biased sometimes because you are using doing at our farm. But electronic nose is an instrument which will give analysis, sensory analysis about the specific product. Just we have to keep that product on the platform. That is called as electronic nose. Then also it is used for the detection of toxins in the feed. Also meat adulteration. So meat of chicken or meat of buffalo, all this adulteration can be detected. Salmonella can be detected by using this nose. Then real-time monitoring dashboard. So there are companies in India, many startups, they offer you the model monitoring system. They install in your farm. You will get one portal where entire data about your farm, prediction, daily how much water you should give, daily how much feed you should give, which bird is ill, how much is the ammonia level, what is the oxygen level, everything you will get you on your computer or your mobile. So in India, this Uluna dashboard is also available company. Then Chicken Boy, it is available in India, where you will get mapping, entire climatic mapping of your farm, the animal information about your farm, predictions for a better production, feed related production. So Chicken Boy, this has been introduced in India by Big Dutchman. Also, if you see the automation in the EC house, by making the negative pressure and by the exhaust fan at the other level, or by using the cooling pad, we can maintain 22 to 25 degrees temperature. Also, we can, everybody knows the this automatic feeding system, automatic watering system, automatic silo is there for making feed. So if you use this, the efficiency of bird will high. So many of companies, they are using this kind of tags you can see in the bottom in the layer farms also, for making the tracking the birds and its movement. Also the Baku, one more startup from Hyderabad, Poultry Moon from Pune, that is smart monitoring. So this is what available in our country. I'm not talking about that it will come or it is a future. It is already there. Poultry House Monitor is one more uh, company which is working on the temperature and humidity aspect, and how this makes us to improve our production with more than 95% accuracy. Also, robotics has been already introduced in India in 2018 itself for raking, for real-time information about body weight or any physiology or behavioral changes in the bird. So if you introduce this poultry bird or octopus robots from day one, birds also get acclimatized with this, and they don't feel that this is of some foreign bodies roaming in the farm, and they acclimatize, and lot of sensors are installed in these robots which collects the information on day-to-day basis. So these animal monitoring technologies have advanced capabilities for decision making, as I discussed earlier, by different sensors, by different precision feeding systems, by GPRS. Using this data will be transferred to the cloud center or the headquarter, and where the decision is taken. To just give you one or two example how it works, so you will be aware about how the decision making is done. Many of companies now have a record of maize pricing, soya and maize pricing for last 10 years. So they know which month of year the price are less, some kind of trend they get. So based upon that trend, they purchase the feed when the price of feed is very, very less. Secondly, many companies have data of different environmental conditions and how the disease outbreaks are there. So they make the decisions. Suppose it is month of February in a area around UP. For example, this IVRI aspect, for example, UT Bareilly or in and around the Bareilly, that is called as Tarai belt. Especially in January and February when the winter is very high, the outbreak of low pathogenic influenza CRD is more. So by December itself, based upon the information from computer, they start immunobusting them. Secondly, how the marketing agency is using it. I will give example. 2 years before last G20 World Cup, there was advertised from Zomato that they will send your order within 10 minutes of order placement. How they did it? They mapped, for example, city like Bareilly, and they know from which area, which are the dish which are frequently ordered. For example, in Bareilly, IVRS is situated at Izzat Nagar, where a lot many South Indians are there. So South Indian dishes are more ordered from this part of the Bareilly. So they already tie up with the hotel based upon the data science, and they already place order in afternoon itself, 10% plus minus 10% number of dish. So once you order, the order is already ready. So within 10 minutes, it will be delivered at a prime price. So this is possible because of data science and data technology. So this is how there is a scope, especially in poultry farming, and people are going through. In IVRI or CRI also, we started working on it. Initially, now we are working on the body weight prediction model. We are developing some app where based upon just a single click, we can predict the body weight of the birds. We are working on chatbot. The already body weight app for the pig has been introduced by IVRI. So these are the few of the positive developments are there. And obviously we need collaboration with computer science scientists or some of the IITs. Now coming to the challenges. It is not like that only everything is good and we will be doing very good work in this aspect, but there is a challenge of internet connection. So still we are struggling with the high-speed internet connection, which we have to look forward, because farms are located at village area, not at the city area. So internet connectivity is an issue, and it is costly also. Lack of knowledge. Everyone except me also, we are not exposed during our graduation or our PhD regarding this aspect. So we should be going through many HRD trainings or many knowledge exposure trainings. Then power consumption is the issue. We need 24/7 power for this kind of work. Number of sensors to be used, because being a marketing tool, many people will unnecessarily ask you to install more sensors. So we need some this what kind of protocols, that what exactly we need and what need to be installed. Not everything is good, so everything cannot be installed. It will again take to the higher cost. So we have to keep that in mind. Initial investment companies can afford, but whether the single farmer, marginal farmer afford this is still a challenge. Sensor calibration and ethical issues. So these are the challenges which are there, which can be researched and which can be answered, but still we can discuss at initial level that this is the challenge we need. So we have good scope. There is a large possibilities in this aspect, but R&D, especially with the agriculture and veterinary scientists involved in this, for we need to modernize ourselves through training, through R&D, and they can, based upon AI, definitely we can go, because we need production, but that too sustainable production. So with this, I try to throw some light on the newer aspect of automation and the AI during this class. So I am once again thankful to the organizer, and I'll be happy if any one of you have some queries. I'll be happy to answer.
If any participant want to ask something, or if any he or she has any query, can directly ask to sir. I think they don't have, sir. So thank
Okay.
you for your precious lecture, and thank you for the sparing time.